So whoever said wrestling was fake needs to take a look at the damage done to a part-time wrestler who was booted full force in the face. The kick was so powerful that his face actually exploded in his hands. Part-time wrestler Rob Wilson, who also works in a high-pressured sales role, had a dream to enroll in a wrestling school, and he was actually fortunate enough to achieve his dreams. His trainer, ironically, was none other than the person who actually kicked him in the face. Now, 33-year-old James Riley, who works as a professional wrestler, saw red when his apprentice accidentally hit him in the gut, triggering a pre-existing injury. Now, bear in mind, the wrestler is an apprentice wrestler, which he is expected to make mistakes as he learns his way around the ring. The Rock or Stone Cold didn't just become the wrestling business gods, doing the rock bottom or performing the Stone Cold Stunner on rivals in a safe environment. These dynamics and wrestling moves were a result of years of experience and training. So when the apprentice wrestler kicked his mentor in the gut with a bit too much force, his mentor again saw red and steadily prepared an off-script attack. The pro wrestler, who goes by the name Jiving J Knox, even muttered the words receipt, which in the wrestling business is meant to mean he wants his revenge. Now, for the most part, the match was doomed from the start. As part of the wrestling training package, students would take part in live events or slams in front of a live audience to increase confidence and for the students to get a feel of how it feels to be a superstar. Now, 2 days before the scheduled live event, James Riley, aka Jiving J Knox, informed Wilson that his partner would be changed from his previous partner and now that the mentor would be joining the match instead. The fights, which are usually rehearsed, was not on this occasion due to the short turnaround time. Instead, Jiving J Knox informed his apprentice that he would just have to listen out for cues during the match and then act accordingly. This was a case of the blind leading the blind, despite the fact that Knox has 17 years in the professional wrestling business. Now, during the match, chairs were used, oven baking trays and bamboo sticks to give fans the feel of ECW, but on a much smaller scale. During the match, Knox called out moves as the fight drew on. Now, poor Rob Wilson was so happy to get a match that he asked his friend who was sitting in the front row to record the match so he could show the exhibition off to his 2 young daughters and his wife later on. I gather he could never have imagined that his friend would be recording evidence of the assault instead. Now, because Rob Wilson listened to his mentor, he positioned himself on his knees and hunched over, expecting a shot to the back. Instead, what he got was a front kick to the face. The vicious kick was actually explained as a kick in the face, as if someone taking a goal kick. And the result of that kick was an exploding face. The result was a broken face, literally. There was fractures to his eye sockets, nose, jaw and teeth, and Rob Wilson had to undergo reconstructive surgery to put metal plates in his face and wire his mouth shut for 6 weeks. Now, pro wrestler Jiving J Knox admitted to colleagues the next day that he kicked his apprentice in the face deliberately after seeing red, and because Jiving J Knox is not a bad guy, he did apologise for the kick via text message. Crazily though, when the attack took place there was blood all over the canvas, and you could tell that this was not scripted. The crowd yelled out, "Stop the fight, stop the fight," yet the other wrestlers continued their match while Rob Wilson held his broken face together, all the while experiencing the worst pain imaginable. Since the match, Rob Wilson has been diagnosed with PTSD, which led him to lose his job. As for Jiving J Knox, he did express remorse, and he has since hung up his wrestling boots and his spandex, which could be in part due to nobody wanting to work with such a liability, plus his wrestling school is completely shot after the negative publicity. For his crimes, ex-pro wrestler Jiving J Knox has been jailed for nearly 2 years. Safe.